What is up, everybody? Your boy is back on the grind. Day 4, I believe. One more time, and we are attacking the blower today. And I'm hoping to get this blower set on the car today. I really would like to make that happen, and hopefully we can make that happen today. That way I can kind of set it on, see if there's any other things that I need to do. I did hear that possibly I would have to modify my steam little vent routing. There's a little steam vent arm that kind of comes up that connects the two heads. So one part of the little steam vent pipe goes from one head to the other of the steam ports, and then there's a little arm that comes out, and that's where your hose kind of runs out to the radiator, or if you have it tapped into the water pump or whatnot. But I heard sometimes that little arm you have to push out, at least on the truck style application. So we'll see, but that's why I want to put this on, because that way if it's in the way, then I can do that. Also, I am attacking this right here, this dowel little pin right here. This is like a little aligning pin for the LSAs, and this particular pin here is pretty much strictly for the LSA heads, so if I'm not mistaken. So if you're running LSA heads, then you don't have to worry about this pin or taking it out, at least. But for all other applications, my understanding is if this pin is there, then it has to be removed, unless you have the adapters that have provisions for this, and you don't have to remove those at all. First off, shout out to my guy Trent Dawg, D-A-W-G, man. He has been super helpful. He comments a lot on a lot of my videos, and if you see him in the comments, definitely give him a thumbs up, or at least a follow as well. He has been helping me with this LSA swap, as he also got the same, or pretty much the same LSA kit from Boost District. So shout out to him. He's been helping me. We've been exchanging information and things like that through the videos that I put up here. So first off, shout out to him. He actually helped me out with the supercharger oil deal, because I thought I had to order another bottle, which I actually ordered it anyway, but it wasn't going to be here till after Christmas. Being that this is a new blower, he said he was doing some research, and he found out actually that all the new blowers, if it's brand new from the factory, they actually come with oil already in it. So man, I didn't even know that. I mean, I guess I could have opened it up and see, but I just assumed that it was just empty. And I was probably gonna just fill it up, and it probably would have just overflowed. So man, that's probably my mistake for not even checking at first. I would just have assumed it was empty, but hey, that's what I get for assuming. So man, major shout out to him, because that helped me. It actually saved me probably a week and a half or more, because I probably wouldn't have even worked on this till sometime after Christmas or thereafter. Also as well, he gave me a tip on this little pin here. Also too, we follow one of the same guys that actually did a LSA swap on his Chevy and a couple other vehicles as well, and he has a good video on how to remove this. And Trent was saying that pretty much all the people that have removed this had took like a chisel of some sort and put it there and just whacked it with a hammer, and it basically breaks. But from what I've seen as well too, is it also sometimes damages this little flange or this part of the blower. And man, I'm just not really super comfortable with that. I don't know, man. Just my luck, what will happen is I take a chisel or a crowbar or something, and then bang it and whack it and hit it at the right angle, and it breaks this whole piece off. I mean, this is just aluminum, so I don't know. This is pressed in. From what I would probably think, it's probably pressed in. I guess people don't ever have luck with taking a pair of pliers to it, or a set of vice grips to pull it out or spin it out or what have you. So that's why most people just break it. And I guess it breaks fairly easy, but on the video that I seen, there was like a nice little chunk that came out of there on not a subscriber's, but on a YouTuber's video. And I'm just not comfortable with that at all. So here's my thought and my remedy to this, hopefully. So this pin isn't that tall. So I mean, it's tall from this end, but it's not tall from this end. And you know, I guess it would have to sit flush anyway. So what I'm thinking is these adapters are really, really thick. So what I'm gonna do is measure the height from this to this and from this to this. And then I've already actually lined this adapter up to this here. And I already have the spot marked right here. So my option would be to drill this out. To drill it out, probably to start the same size as this, but obviously a little bit bigger, so it would set inside there. Also, to help give me just a little bit of play front to back or up and down. That way, if I need to move the blower a little bit to make adjustments to adapting to the blower a little bit better, that will also help. So that's kind of my thought process into trying to fix this. So worst case, if I drill this out, there's nothing there anyway, and everything that would be sealed or that needed to be sealed would be around the ports, as you can see from these gaskets here. And also, if you align this gasket, so these gaskets are AC Delco brand gaskets. Part number is right there, 19180613. And as you can see, these have provisions for this dowel. And so if you line it up right there, as you can see, good to go there. So what I did too is I aligned this up after I had already made the mark, and I'll just kind of line it up just kind of somewhat where it would probably be. And as you can see, where it's kind of scraped there, that big dot that's scraped there, it lines directly up with it. So my thought process is to drill this out at least the width of this here, and you'll have a little bit of play up and down. And that's kind of what I'm thinking that I'm going to do. And being that this is billet aluminum, it really shouldn't take much to drill this out. So that's what actually I'm going to do right now. And it also already has holes here and here. For what? I really don't know, because these holes don't really give you access to anything, at least from my understanding or my thought. So if I go ahead and set this on here, just kind of temporarily, you can see there and there. I guess, well, this hole accesses some hole. I don't know what that is, but this big hole, nothing. These little rectangular holes there, so it looks like those are actually the holes that actually allow the bolts and the screws to kind of go through and then bolt this down to the actual head, so this will stay on. That's pretty much really it, and I hope that it works. So I'm just hoping that this is short enough that way it'll set inside here and it won't bottom out on the head. And so I'll be able to kind of see that after I drill the hole out. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Worst case, what I'm thinking too is if it is just a little bit longer on this side, then I'll just probably try to grind it down a little bit and kind of just make it a little bit more flush, kind of in line with this piece here, and then we'll call it good there. So man, you guys just stick with me. We're gonna get after it. Alright y'all, so I'm literally just, I got the first one in and I just took a smaller, try to drill a little pilot hole. That way I'm not killing my drill bit, or I don't get crazy off of where I need to drill the hole. But let me wipe this off real quick, and then I'll put the gasket back on and kind of see where this hole lines up. So if I'm kind of going off the gasket, kind of where the gasket lines up. I think I should be okay. What I'll probably do is put it back on the blower and kind of see where it lines up with the blower. So that looks pretty good. The hole is like literally like right in the middle, if you guys can kind of tell. So it's like right in the middle, at least of that gasket. So let me put it on the blower here. Set it on the blower. So this would be the bottom side. So this side would mate. This side would mate right here to the heads. And so if I'm putting it down, and trying to line things up somewhat. Again, this is just kind of an estimation, not exact, but if you can see right here, this will be the cathedral port side, and then it goes to the square port side. What I'm doing is I'm lining this part up with the bottom of this port here, right here. And so, and the injectors come out of here, out of the little injector holes there. So it still has the provisions for that too. So I'm thinking that this should be pretty good. And that hole is literally like dead on. I think I'm dead on, y'all. It might be a little off. It's really hard to tell. It's really hard to tell, but yeah, I'm pretty close. So I think we're right where we need to be. So I'm just gonna keep going, and if I'm a little off, you know, that's okay. I think if I make the hole big enough, then I think we'll be set. So let me go ahead and continue this. All right, you guys, so I got the second hole drilled out. I'm just taking baby steps, y'all. That way I can go as slow as I need to. And if I have to make any adjustments, I can. All right, so I think I'm gonna keep working it. If anything, the hole would probably need to become just slightly this way. So I'm gonna just continue to kind of work it and kind of see where it goes from there. I'm gonna go a step bigger now and see where that takes me. All right, y'all, we're going a step bigger, and all I'm doing is basically just lubing up my drill bit and around here in the hole, and just taking my time, spinning the drill bit slow and letting the drill bit do the work. And, you know, not really forcing the issue. I've used this little drill for so much, man. It's been great. And when it stuck like that, then I just back it out, give it a little bit more lube, ease my way back in a little bit, and that way, right in there. And I'll blow it off. I don't have an air compressor yet, so I'm using this right here. My old air compressor that I had wasn't mine. It was actually my old landlord's compressor, so I'm actually asked for one for Christmas. So we'll see how that works out. Let me go ahead and try to line this up again. think we are getting there. We're on the right track. We're on the right track. So I'm just gonna keep doing this, and then hopefully I'll come back here with a final product. All right, y'all, so after a little while, and it has been a little while, I think I've got it done. As you can see, the hole is drilled right here, and I actually had to take some of this down. I just grounded it down with my little with my Dremel tool here, a little carbide tip, and you can see there's some shavings everywhere, but it actually turned out really good, and I'm actually happy that I did it this way, even though it took a little bit longer versus kind of knocking that and, you know, breaking it off. I just didn't want to do that, man. After just seeing one done and it was kind of chipped here, and it was a good chunk taken out, I was like, man, what if that happened the other way? And man, I just didn't want to do it. And to see how far down that thing goes, I mean, that's a good inch or more down pressed in there. I mean, that could easily probably happen. I just didn't want to do it, you know, and there might not have been any cases of it ever being done before like that, but knowing my luck, I would probably be the first. And I did not want that to happen. But as you can see, man, she in there. And what I went off of is the bottom of this right here, and I kind of just leveled it off the best that I could and made sure all the other ones were kind of nice and flush there, and as you can see, they all are. I also have room front to back, so I can move this front to back. As you can see, the little dowel pin in there is still there, so I can still use that as a guide, so that's pretty cool. So I can move it front to back, and I have plenty of clearance on the top as well. I don't know if you guys can kind of see that, but plenty of clearance on the top too, so that's where the injectors go. So I think I'll be good. And you know, I mean, if I'm within, you know, just, you know, fractions of an inch, either way, I think I'll be fine. So, but I wanted to do it this way. I think it's really nice and clean, and I didn't have to worry about breaking that thing off. I just didn't want to do that. That was just my own doing. You guys don't have to do it this way, but I wanted to. One thing that I did have to do is because this goes at an angle and the dowel pin is just kind of straight up and down. On the other side, I did have to kind of like oblong it and make it, as you can, I don't know if you guys can really tell, but I had to ground it down at a kind of an angle. That way, since that dowel pin goes straight up and down and this goes at an angle, then with this hole being straight up and down, then it would cause this to kind of not sit flush, but instead sit up like this and be totally off. So that's why I kind of ground this down a little bit and then oblong that as well. You know, it just took a little bit of time. It wasn't bad, man, and I'm not doing anything else, so might as well just get it done and do it that way. And I'm actually happy with it, y'all. I'm glad I did it that way. The ultimate test will be, will it fit okay inside here? So that's gonna be my next steps here. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of clean all this up, and then we'll see if we can make this happen.